Hello everyone, you're welcome to another amazing story. Please, if this is your first time watching, help us grow to 1K subscribers by clicking the subscribe button below. Thank you, and don't forget to leave a comment below. That heart-wrenching moment when the doctor looked down and said, "Ngozi, I am sorry, but you have lost your womb. The tests show you cannot have a child." "Doctor, what did you say?" Eyes filled with tears. I cannot bear this news." "Doctor, check again." "Oh," her voice shaking with sorrow. Her husband, Check, reached over and gently squeezed her hand. "We will get through this together, my love." Ngozi screamed, "I have lost my pride as a woman. God, are you still there? Say something." "Obim, I am finished." Leaving both with heavy hearts and dreams that seemed lost. After leaving the doctor's office, Ngozi and Chike walked slowly along a busy street, their hearts burdened by the painful news. Ngozi clutched her bag tightly and said, "Obim, I feel so empty knowing I can never be a mother." Chike replied softly, "My dear, our love is more than the gift of a child. We must trust that there is hope even in our darkest moments." As they paused near the roadside, Ngozi whispered, "Every night, I dreamt of carrying my child." Chike, with a heavy heart, said, "This is not the end of the world, I still love you." Forget what the doctor said. Back at home that evening, the warm glow of their living room brought memories of happier times. Ngozi sat on a soft sofa, gazing at a cherished wedding photo, and said, "Remember our wedding day? I was so full of hope and joy." Chike joined her, his eyes filled with pains as he replied, "Yes, my love, that was the start of our beautiful journey." They recalled the vows they made and the dreams they shared. "I always believed we would build a family together," Ngozi added quietly, her voice trembling with both longing and pain. Chike gently responded, "I still love you and will always. You are my word, and even though we face this challenge, our bond will guide us through." That night, under the soft light of a small bedside lamp, Ngozi knelt down and began to pray with deep sincerity. "Dear God, please hear my plea," she burst into cry, her eyes closed in hope and despair. Chike sat beside her and softly said, "My love, you don't have to kill yourself. You are all I need to be happy, even when all seems lost." Ngozi continued, "I long to experience the joy of motherhood. Please, let me feel the miracle of life inside me." Chike replied, "We must trust in God's plan. I will always be by your side, and together we will get through this." Their voices, gentle and honest, filled the quiet room with a prayer of hope that reached beyond the darkness. In the days that followed, tension grew at home when Ngozi's mother-in-law came to visit. With a harsh tone, she screamed at Ngozi and declared, "You are cursed, Ngozi. I knew you are a witch who has taken away your own gift." Ngozi's heart sank as the cruel words cut deep. Chike immediately intervened, saying, "Mother, that is enough. Ngozi is a kind and loving wife, and you have no right to say such things." Still, the bitterness in her voice lingered. "How can I trust that fate has not turned against you, my daughter-in-law?" she demanded. Ngozi, with a soft but firm voice, replied, "I only have love in my heart, and I pray every day for a miracle." Chike's steady tone reassured her, "We will show you that our God is stronger than any curse." Later that evening, in the quiet of their small kitchen, Ngozi sat alone at the table with tears still glistening on her cheeks. Chike joined her and said, "My love, I know it hurts, but please do not lose hope." She sighed deeply and said, "I feel broken. Every day, the pain of not being able to have a child feels like a heavy stone on my heart." Chuck reached over, taking her hand in his. "My dear, you are so much more than this pain. Our love is a treasure that cannot be measured by a child alone." One Sunday morning, Ngozi went to church seeking comfort among familiar faces. In the hushed, candlelit chapel, she knelt and prayed, her voice soft and determined. "Dear Lord, please grant me the strength and the miracle I so desperately need." A kind priest approached and whispered, "Ngozi, your faith is strong, never lose hope." After the service, a friendly church member, Ada, embraced her and said, "Your prayer touches my heart. Keep believing, for miracles can come when we least expect them." Ngozi replied, "I must hold on to hope even when the pain is too heavy to bear." The warm words and the peaceful atmosphere of the church filled her with a renewed strength to keep praying. After the service, Ngozi and Chuck strolled through a quiet park, the gentle rustling of leaves soothing their troubled minds. Chuck took Ngozi's hand and said, "My love, I know this journey is painful, but we must trust that our future holds hope." Ngozi sighed and said, "I dream of the day I can feel a child growing inside me, of holding our little one close." Chuck smiled, "Stop thinking about all this and focus on us, my love. I will be by your side, every step of the way." That night, as soft moonlight bathed their modest living room, Ngozi sat by a small table dedicated to prayer. "Dear Lord, hear my cry and let this burden be lifted," she prayed in a hushed tone. Chuck sat close, murmuring, "My love, it's okay, you're stressing yourself too much. Our love is strong enough to move mountains." Ngozi looked at him, her eyes glistening with unshed tears, and said, "Sometimes I wonder if I will ever know the joy of motherhood." Chuck replied gently, "Remember, my love, be strong for me. We must trust that God has a plan for us." Their voices mingled with the quiet hum of the night, creating a soft chorus of hope and longing that filled their home with a sense of unity. A few days later, a dear friend named Ifeoma visited, and her warm smile lifted the heavy air in the living room. "Ngozi, your strength is an inspiration," Ifeoma said as she sat down. Ngozi managed a small smile and replied, "I am trying, but sometimes the weight of this loss feels unbearable." Chuck added, "We are holding on to each other, no matter what challenges come our way." Ifeoma nodded and said, "Sometimes miracles come when we least expect them. Do not lose hope." One quiet afternoon, Ngozi sat alone on their front porch, lost in thought as the sounds of the busy street mingled with her silent tears. Chuck soon joined her, his voice soft, "My love, what is troubling you?" She replied, "I feel so lost without the chance to be a mother. It is as if a piece of me is missing." Chuck took her hand firmly and said, "My love, you are not defined by this pain." Ngozi looked at him, her voice trembling, "I want to be strong, but the weight of my loss is heavy." One warm morning, as the first light of day crept into their bedroom, Ngozi felt an unusual flutter in her heart. "Oh babe, do you feel that?" she asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Chuck, half awake, smiled and said, "What is it, my love?" Ngozi replied softly, "I feel a gentle movement inside me, like a small spark of hope." Chuck looked at her with surprise and said, "Perhaps it is a sign, my love. I want to believe that this is the answer to our prayers," Ngozi said, and Chuck added, Whatever it is, we will face it together. Their morning was now colored with a newfound sense of possibility. A week later, Ngozi and Chike visited the clinic again, this time with hearts pounding in anticipation. In a small, clean room, the doctor looked up with a warm smile and said, "Ngozi, I have wonderful news for you today." Ngozi's breath caught as she asked, "What is it, doctor? Have I lost my organs this time?" The doctor smiled and continued, "After several test results shows that you are pregnant, but I still can't believe it." Chike gasped, "Doctor, I hate jokes, especially when I'm not in the mood for one." Overcome with joy, Ngozi whispered, "I cannot believe this is real." The room filled with soft exclamations of happiness as the couple embraced. Chike still trying to process the news. Overwhelmed with joy and relief, Ngozi and Chike embraced tightly in the clinic room. "Obim, my heart feels so full now," Ngozi said, her voice brimming with tears of happiness. Chike smiled broadly and replied, "Our home has been blessed. This baby is our miracle, a gift from God." They spoke with the doctor about the next steps, each word filled with excitement and gratitude. "We will take the best care of this little one," Chike promised, and Ngozi added, "I have prayed for this day every night." Their conversation, a mix of laughter and tender promises, transformed their pain into a hopeful future, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Upon returning home, Chike and Ngozi shared the joyful news with their family during a small gathering. When Chike announced, "Ngozi is pregnant," there was a brief moment of silence before the room erupted in cheerful exclamations. Even Ngozi's stern mother-in-law, who had once called her a witch, looked surprised and said, "This is a miracle I did not expect." Ngozi replied gently, "My God is alive." Chike defended his wife proudly, "Our God is strong, and God has shown us His grace." In the days that followed, while some in the community still whispered harsh words, Ngozi found strength in the kindness of her close friends. One afternoon, her dear friend Ifeoma visited and said, "Ngozi, do not listen to those who doubt you. Your strength and faith are a light to us all." Ngozi, with a soft smile, replied, "I am learning to let go of the pain and focus on the love I have." Chike added, "Our journey has been difficult, but we are blessed beyond measure." Ifeoma encouraged, "Your story is one of hope. Sometimes the impossible becomes possible." With the news of her pregnancy, preparations for the new arrival began in earnest. One busy afternoon, Chike and Ngozi strolled through a vibrant market filled with colorful fabrics and cheerful vendors. "Obim, look at these adorable booties," Ngozi exclaimed, holding up a tiny pair of baby shoes. Chike laughed and replied, "They will be perfect for our little one." As one sunny afternoon, a large family gathering was held at their home to celebrate the miracle. Relatives and neighbors filled the room with laughter and kind words. Chike proudly announced, "Let us celebrate the blessing that Ngozi has been given." A cousin chimed in, "Your baby is a gift to all of us." Ngozi, still in disbelief, said, "I never thought this day would come." Even her once critical mother-in-law approached, saying, "Ngozi, I see now the grace and strength in you. I welcome this child with a grateful heart." Late one quiet evening, as the stars began to shimmer in the dark sky, Ngozi and Chike sat together on their back porch, wrapped in soft blankets. "My love, I never imagined we would have this moment of pure happiness," Chike said, gazing deeply into her eyes. Ngozi replied, After all our pain and endless prayers, I now feel hope and joy like never before. They talked about their dreams for the future and the laughter that would soon fill their home. Our love has grown even stronger through every trial, Chak added. Ngozi softly agreed. This miracle is a reminder that even in the hardest times, faith can bring light. Their gentle, heartfelt conversation under the night sky filled the air with promise and the anticipation of a brighter tomorrow. Weeks later, as Ngozi's baby bump grew, she began to feel a deep and personal connection with the life growing inside her. Each morning, she would sit by the window and speak softly, "Little one, I love you already. I promise to cherish every moment we share." This is not the end of the story. Drop a comment below if you want to see the part 2, where Ngozi was turned into a lab rat by the doctors because they wanted to know the mystery, how she was pregnant without a womb.